Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Let's do a check-in for the week. All right, I hope you guys had a really great weekend. I had a terrific weekend. I hope you guys had a really great one. And now we're on to the week. So let's see what's up for us. So if you're new here, welcome. Really happy to have you guys here. If you are somebody who's been here before, you would know that at the end of my readings, I always like to pull cards for you guys. So today is no exception. I will be happy to do that for all of us. So again, take what works, leave what doesn't. I'm just going to run through the zodiac signs really quickly. We're going to go from Aries to Pisces, and then from there, we will turn my attention over to you guys, all right? So, hi, Lan. Welcome in. Welcome in. Nice to see you. I hope you had a really great weekend. I hope today is going really well for you. All right, let's begin. We're going to start with my Aries. And like I said, you know, I'm happy to pull cards at the end, but let me get through all the zodiac signs first, and then we'll pick it up from there. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages for each and every person out there tuning in. What can you tell me for the collective energies for all signs? Grateful, thankful for the messages for all signs. Let's see what's going on. See, I like to do this because this gives people a chance to come into the chat. And by the time I finish, you know, you guys might, you know, actually be ready with some questions, and I can pull some cards for you guys. All right, one more shuffle, and we will begin. Grateful, thankful for the messages for all of my Aries for this week. What can you tell me to tell Aries? All right, let's see. First card out is the Sun card coming in reversed. All right, so listen, Aries, this is a week where on the outside, you are not going to let people know how you're really feeling inside. All right, when we have the energy like this, you know, the Sun card coming up, you know, it's just like, you just don't want people to know. You don't want people to know how you're really feeling. And here we have the High Priestess coming in reversed, as well as the Two of Swords. So I'm just feeling like, you know, Aries, this week is going to reach a point where, you know, this unhappiness or this unsettled energy that you have that's kind of stirring inside of you, because you can't live like this. You can't continue to pretend that everything is well when it's not. And the High Priestess coming in reverse is saying, you know, like, I'm showing you something. You know, I'm telling you what you need to do. You know, you got to listen to what's going on inside, and you know you're going to need to make a decision, all right? Because it's a tough one, you know, but I think this week is where you finally, you know, reach that point. You know, it's like where the rubber meets the road, you know, it's time for you to really get in there and make this decision. Welcome in, Lord Joseph. I hope you're doing well. Welcome in, everyone. Hit that like button, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, welcome in. If you're new here, and I hope you are, listen, I'm going to do readings, just a quick general reading overall, kind of get an idea of what we can expect this week for all the signs. And then at the end, I'm happy to take cards for you guys. All right, so with that being said, welcome, welcome. Formulate your questions now, and I'll get to them later. But right now, we're going to look at Taurus. What's grateful? Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Taurus. Hi, Pepe. Welcome in, Tyler. And all you other ones that are kind of lurking out there, welcome. All right, Taurus, one more shuffle. Let's find out what the week looks like for you. Overall theme for Taurus, we have the Devil. Ooh, and the King of Pentacles. Such temptation. You're going to be tempted a lot. All right, now, I just did a reading for Taurus, and I think it's already uploaded. Rough week for Taurus, all right? I'm not going to lie, because here we're starting out here with the Devil card. You know, and the Devil card, you know, it holds those things that, you know, we're tempted to do that we know we shouldn't do, you know, that kind of energy. And here we have this King of Pentacles. And if we notice this guy, you know, he's got his cake, his little glass of wine, and he's looking so, like he's got his cake and eating it too. So there could be somebody who wants it all his way. He wants everything. That's not working for you, I have to tell you, because we have this Four of Wands coming in reversed. I just feel like if you are dealing with an energy of maybe you don't want to go out and you don't want to go somewhere, because this could be like, you know, maybe there's something going on, you don't want to go. All right, don't go. Simple as that. But maybe somebody else, or maybe you're tempted to go somewhere where you shouldn't go. You know, it's that kind of a week. You're going to be tempted, all right, in some way with this Devil card this week, whether it's your own personal addictions, things that you know you shouldn't be doing, or, you know, this is one of those things, somebody's trying to get you to go somewhere you don't really want to go. You're just going to be tempted this week. All right, Taurus, that's what I got for you. Hi, Sakina. Welcome in. Aaron, nice to see you. Nice to have you guys all in the house. All right, moving on to my Gemini. What's the week look like for Gemini? Grateful, thankful for the messages for all of my Gemini. Let's see, Gemini. Hope you guys had a really great weekend. What'd you do? Tell me what you guys did this weekend, and I'll tell you what I did. You'll never guess what I did. But if you know me, then you would guess, but we'll see. All right, let's see what's going on with all of my Geminis this week. So Gemini, you know, I feel as if some of you Gemini, and I don't think this is a message that's going to resonate with all Gemini. All right, I'm feeling like you might be out of work. Maybe you need to break cycles. Maybe this is one of those things that maybe you should get back to work. A lot of Knight of Wands energy coming in reverse. This is not really wanting to do it. You know, maybe you don't feel like working this week. You'd rather go out and have a good time. But the Devil card coming in says you have no choice. You really need to get this, you know. You need to, you know, not go out and have a good time. You need to stop. You need to sit down and you need to figure out how to gain some stability around you, all right? Because I'm feeling a little shaky energy this week with you, Gemini. So, you know, with this Knight of Wands coming in reverse, quit talking about things, you know, and like get proactive, because this is you putting off what you really need to be doing, because I'd rather be having a good time. I'd rather do this. Listen, I would rather be doing all kinds of things, you know, but we got to do the work. And I feel like this week, it's one of those weeks where Gemini, I just feel like whether you like it or not, you're going to have to step up, right? So that's what I got for you. Oh, you think I got into a cat fight, Lord Joseph? No, I didn't get into a cat fight. I had a really amazing weekend. See, most weekends, I'll tell you this, a little tidbit about Raven Blackstar. Most weekends, I am sitting in a teepee in prayer, in ceremony for some purpose. And this weekend, it was for a young man who was moving to New Orleans, you know, so we prayed for him, you know, in the ways that we do, and sent him off, you know, to have the incredible journey of his life. So that's what I did this weekend. So no, Lord Joseph, I was not in a cat fight. All right, let's see. So what else did you guys do this weekend? Tell me truly. Vashinavi. I hope I said that right, because that just felt really good to say that. All right, listen, I will pull cards for you guys at the end of this reading. Let me get through these astrology signs first, and then, you know, I'll turn my attention to you guys, all right? All right, grateful, thankful for the messages for all of my Cancers. We are moving into my Cancers. Grateful, thankful. Yeah, I'm one of those healer type of persons. I really do that kind of work. I'm supposed to do it. I try not to do it. But I gotta be who I am. And the good Lord says, get out there and say a prayer for this person. So I do. I do whatever I'm told by Spirit. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages for my Cancers. Cancers, what do you do? Mateo, welcome in. Pretty dual. All right, look, Cancers, we got a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. Don't worry, okay? When I see this card, this is the Everyday Witch Tarot, all right? The Nine of Swords, it's just like, oh my God, it's just so heavy. I can't sleep, I'm worried, I'm stressed. Listen, a new day is dawning. We see this new sunrise coming up, and we got this little bird. Don't worry. I think, you know, if you are worried about something this week, Cancer, I'm feeling like you're going to get some good news. You know, and then here we have the Emperor coming in reversed. You know, you might be worried about your dad. You might be worried about your, you know, somebody, you're like a father figure. This is the Emperor reversed. You might be worried about, you know, your job. I mean, quit worrying, okay? Because you listen, we end the week with the Queen of Wands. You're going to be okay. If anything, I think you're going to be better than okay. And if you are dealing with somebody who is really, really difficult, that is causing all of this stress, I feel like you're finally going to step up to them because, you know, listen, she doesn't back down. This is the Queen of Wands. You know, she's very, very out there, you know, and she is not going to kind of let things just slide. So this week, Cancer, you know, let's just focus on, you know, a new day dawning and let go of the stress and worry. Everything is going to work out. All right. So that's what I got for you. All right, moving on. Leo, what's going on for Leo? We have Boricua American. You're a Scorpio. I haven't gotten to Scorpio yet. Anyway, let's see what's going on with all of you. Grateful, thankful for the messages for all of my Leos. What does the week look like for the Leo gang? Grateful, thankful for the messages for Leo. Hi, Carla. Welcome in. All right, Leo. Money, money, money. Let's talk about your money. All right, King of Pentacles coming in reversed. We have the Seven of Pentacles coming in reversed. And then we have the Sun card also coming in reversed. All right, so yes, I am a tarot reader that reads reversals, you know, because I feel like they have a meaning. And usually they do. All right, King of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. You've been dealing with somebody or some situation, you know, that, you know, you're just not happy. All right, King of Pentacles coming in reverse. This could be around work. This could be somebody who is pretty shady. You know, I get like a creepy person. I mean, honestly, that you might be dealing with. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles coming in reverse. This energy here says you don't want to deal with this person anymore. All right, and then here we have the Sun card. I mean, you don't want them to know how bad you really feel about it, but, you know, you don't want to do this. Whatever it is that this person is wanting you to do, this Sun card says, I don't really want to do it. Maybe you have to do it and you got to save face, you know, but this Sun card coming in reverse is telling me, like, you don't want people to know how you're really feeling, but you are really ready to let go of whatever this King of Pentacles is wanting you to do. Just be careful of it. You put a lot of energy into it, you know, and I think at the end of the day, if you're not happy, then you've got to make some changes to make it happy. Let's look at the bottom of the deck for you. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. Leo, you've been feeling a little alone, a little left out. Maybe money has been a real problem. And this King of Pentacles is, you know, stringing you along with money, you know, because I just feel like, you know, this is not working for you, whether it's a job, a person, and you've got to make some changes because you're just not happy. So let's flip this around, because if we were to flip this all around for you, Leo, all right, we have a King of Pentacles. This is you, you know, manifesting a good, productive, you know, foundation in your work or your career, something that you could start to see things starting to work for you, and then you'll be really happy. So let's turn this energy around for you this week, Leo, all right? You know, get to the source of why you are not happy and what this person is doing. They may not be paying you enough, you know, you'd like more money. They don't want to give you more money. Well, that's not going to work for me. Maybe I need to leave. You know, it's one of those things. You got to take care of you, Leo, because a Leo that is not shining bright in this world is not happy for us. You know, we need our Leos to be that big, bright energy. All right, so do what you need to do to get happy. All right, welcome in. Oak Ridge Taxidermist. Can I do you, please? Yeah, come back at the end, all right, when I finish. And remind me, I'm doing really great, Oak Ridge. Carla's really good. Pretty Duel. Who else is out there? I know I got Lord Joseph out there. Aaron, Pepe, Tyler. Did I say hi to you? Roshini. Hello. Roshini, yes, it's free. I just like to pull cards. All right. So, but I'm always happy to take a tip. All right, Roshini. So if you want to throw a little, you know, dollar in there, you know, to help me get a cup of coffee, I'll take it. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Virgos. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Virgos. All right, Virgo. We have you being really focused on what you want, all right? Ace of Pentacles. Maybe some of you guys, you know, see this new business opportunity coming through. I'm just feeling like this is a week where, you know, you do you, boo, right? We have this Judgment card. We have this Ace of Pentacles. The Judgment, when it shows up, it's like an awakening, you know, and it's like, you know what? I'm not going to wait to do what it is I want to do, because we have the Tower card coming in here reversed. And if there's a situation in your life right now that, you know, could be about to crumble, you know, because the Tower, this is you avoiding something about to hit. All right. And the fact that we have the Ace of Pentacles and we have the Judgment card, I'm feeling like, you know, you can shift your focus to do something that you really want to do. And now might be the time before shit hits the fan. All right. So Virgo, get out there and do what it is you want to do. Get focused. All right. Next in line is my Libras. Hi, Carla. Carla, me. You want me to pull a card for you too, Carla? I can do that. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Libras. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Libra. What are you doing, Libra? What's the week look like for you? What can the cards tell me to tell you? Nordine, welcome. All right, well, listen, Libra, I'm feeling you got a good week, all right? I'm just saying, we have a good week. We're starting out with the Nine of Pentacles. Very solid, very independent, really sure of yourself. And then we have the Four of Wands, reasons to celebrate. You know, there could be, you know, maybe you get a promotion or maybe you get into something or you know, I just feel like, you know, with this Four of Wands and this Nine of Pentacles, there is reason to celebrate this week. So let's do it, all right? Let's do it. And then we have the Hermit card coming in. So I feel like, you know, you're very satisfied with yourself. I mean, this is a beautiful energy. I haven't had this come through yet for the other signs, you know, but, you know, to feel good, to be able to be alone, to kind of enjoy the moment that's, you know, just yours. I think this is really great. I'm just getting this sense of, you know, accomplishment and just, I don't know. It's really positive, really, really positive. I don't know how to describe it. But Libra, it is good. All right. So I think you guys are going to have a great week overall. All right. Hi, Randy. All right. So Randy has a message for us, which is fine. We may not be. All right. So listen, Randy, I'm doing tarot. Okay. So if you want to be around for tarot, that's great, you know, but if you want to have these bigger discussions and stuff like that, you're going to have to wait for another time or find another channel. All right. So with that being said, I really appreciate you. I'm happy that you popped in. I hope you have a really great day. But let's move on. Right. All right. Yeah, so Randy, I have to tell you, this is a warning. If you come back on, you know, and are not being a part of the community and what we're doing here, then I'm going to have to move you, all right? So, but you are welcome to stick around. My door is open. Okay. All right, Anna, nice to see you. It's so nice to see you, Anna. Yes, Nordine, I'm going to do random personal readings here as soon as I get through my little thing here with all the signs, because we got to get through the week. And I am moving on to my Scorpios. Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Scorpio. What's the week look like for all of my Scorpios? All right, let's see. Scorpio, we got the King of Swords coming in reverse. Seven of Swords also reversed. Oh my gosh, and the Page of Swords. Boy, a lot of mental energy. Shoo, what's going on, Scorpio? All right, let's break it down. King of Swords coming in reversed. I feel like this person is mean. Can I just tell you that? I feel like we got a mean person here. The King of Swords coming in. This is somebody who, you know, you seek advice, you want good advice. Maybe this person is just, you know, giving you crap, you know. I just feel like this is not a cooperative person. And like I say, I think they're a little shady if you're dealing with someone like this. You know, and here you are, Page of Swords. I feel like, you know, I'm gonna take control of this, and I'm just gonna do what I need to do. You know, I'm picking up a teacher. I'm feeling like some of you might have a teacher you really don't like. What are you gonna do about that? With that Seven of Swords, I just feel like you're dealing with an energy around somebody who, you know, pick your battles with this person, because they may not be worth your time. All right, they may not be worth anything, you know, and, you know, so if this person you thought you could trust, you can't. All right, and I think with that being said, you just kind of move on, you know, and here with this Page of Swords, you've got enough knowledge, you can do it on your own. You don't need this king, all right, Scorpio, whatever it is. You don't need their energy to do what it is. You've got the power, you hold the sword, you're going to be okay this week. All right, so that's what we got there. Hi, Prithka. Nasmin, John Peter. Hi, John Peter. Nice to see you. All right, moving on to my Sagittarians. I'm almost done with the Zodiacs, and then we'll open up the floor to all of you guys. Yeah, so, yeah, I see you guys. I see your questions. So when I get there, because so many people have been kind of going through, when I get to that point again, put your questions back in, you know, so I catch up, because I don't want to keep scrolling back. All right. Samida, yeah, when I'm finished, you can ask a question. That's what I'm here. Do I like crystals and manifesting? Yeah, I love crystals. I love manifesting. I'm a good manifester. I will tell you that. I seem to manifest better for other people than for myself. But I do like crystals, and I like all that stuff. Sumda, thank you for being a new subscriber. Hey, if you're new here, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. I come on here. I try to come on here at least twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, maybe more, who knows. But right now, it seems like that's my trend, and I'm always happy to pull cards for you guys. All right, let's see what's going on for my Sagittarians this week. We have the Empress coming in reversed to the Page of Pentacles. Listen, if you have a kid, I just feel like it's going to be a rough week. All right. And I think a lot of people are going back to school, right? I mean, this is school time. And I just think some of you Sagittarians are going to struggle getting your kid off to school. Now, for others, I'm feeling like you might be dealing with a situation that I think you were hoping was going to manifest or happen here. But, the Page of Pentacles here coming in reverse, I just feel like you don't have the good start on it. And it could be a person. Maybe somebody, wants to take you out. I mean, I'm feeling a little bit of that, Sagittarius. I don't know whether you really want to go out with them, all right? Because I think you read them like a book, and you're like, they're not serious. They don't really want to go out with me. They just want to do what they want to do. So anyway, I'm just feeling like some of you Sagittarians may be dealing with somebody who, just wants to have fun, and you're busy, right? You got things to do. And I'm just feeling like with this King of Cups, you can't take this person seriously. So if you are dealing with somebody and you need to be more grounded in the reality of life and can't be just having fun and fooling around and not taking life serious, I think this person's going to get in the way. But again, I'm also feeling like you're not really sure whether or not you want to start anything, whether this is a person, a place, or a thing that you want to go to. All right, Sag, so that's what I got for you. Hi, it's Leela. Wait, your name is actually Shivani, right? I remembered. All right, let's move on to my Capricorns. I just got 3 more signs to do, and then I will turn my full attention to you guys in the chat, and we will pull cards. All right, grateful, thankful for each and every one of you out there. Sure appreciate you all. Hit that like button. There's 23 people in the chat room, and I only got 12 likes. Let's see if we can get that up. All right, there we go. There's another one. All right. Capricorn, what's your week look like? Capricorn. We have the 2 of Pentacles coming up reversed to the 10 of Pentacles to the Hermit card. All right, 2 of Pentacles. I mean, you can't pretend anymore. All right, there's something you are really after. And this is a money thing, all right? Because I think, you have been trying really hard to get after this 10 of Pentacles, and it just seems like you're struggling. And so I feel like because you have this goal that's already set and something that you really want to reach, it's time for you to really sit down with it and kind of see, why am I not reaching this goal? Why am I not making it to my 10 of Pentacles here? This Hermit card coming in reversed is saying, maybe you need to get some new ideas. Maybe you need to kind of really sit down and, brainstorm. I think that's really what it is. This is a week to kind of figure out why it's taken so long for you to reach your goal. Why is it taking so long? What's the block? What can I do to change it? What can I do to improve it? That's what I'm feeling for you this week, Capricorn. What can I do to make this better? What can I do to finally get this 10 of coins? So, I think you're going to need to take the time, all right? Because the Hermit coming up reverse says, you need to sit with this, and you're not. And you need to sit with this and kind of really quietly look inside and figure out, what's working, what's not working, and do that. So take the time this week, Capricorn, all right? And let's figure this out once and for all. All right, moving on to my Aquarians. I have an Aquarian moon. So if you're an Aquarian, just to say, because I have an Aquarian moon, and the moon is our emotional side. So you are my emotional release to my Aquarian nature, all right? Because, we're humanitarians as Aquarians, so I love it when I'm connecting with the world, so I like my job, I have to say. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages coming through from my Aquarians. I've been really into the moon signs lately. I've been asking all my friends, what's your moon sign? Trying to hone in on them emotionally. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages for all of my Aquarians out there for this week. What does the week look like for all my Aquas? Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Aquarians. All right, we got the Page of Pentacles coming out again, and it is reversed. Interesting. All right, so we've got the Page of Pentacles coming in reverse. I feel as if, something, a direction that you may have been wanting to go in. There may be a holdup because we have the Eight of Wands. So I feel like there is something that is right now may not happen this week. I mean, if you've been wanting to start something, a project or anything, I just feel like this is not the week. When I say this with the Page of Pentacles, it doesn't have to be work. It could be something like, I'm feeling like something like around the house or something you've been wanting to get done. Not this week. I don't think it's going to happen. But I do feel like it's going to be a week that you're going to overall have a really great energy. We've got the Six of Cups coming in. This is wonderful for so many reasons because I think it's one of those, where I'm feeling like you can find yourself daydreaming, just kind of looking out the window and there's just like remembering things. I feel like this could be a week where you remember a lot of stuff. And in remembering a lot of stuff, what I'm feeling is that you might remember there is something that you really wanted to do. And maybe, you haven't done it. It might be time to do it. So I'm just feeling like, you taking the time to kind of even stare out the window, and just kind of daydream actually would be really good for you this week. And then I have the Eight of Wands. This may not be a week like to set something in motion. All right. Again, think about it. Maybe you get the thought of like, oh, wouldn't it be great if I did this when I was a kid? I used to do this, blah, blah, blah. This is a week where I feel like it's not going to be set into motion, but more about really kind of what's my next step? Where am I going to go next? What do I want to do next? Kind of energy. So don't be surprised if a memory from the past triggers something for the future. All right, so that's what I got for the Aquarian gangs. Secret spouse. Boy, that's a tough one. All right, so listen, dude, you come in here. I'm too old to be worshiping demons. Who says I'm not worshiping anything? I'm reading cards. So with that being said, you must be removed. See, look, you're gone. Poof. All right, there we go. See, we can't have that kind of energy. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. Someone comes in and tries to question my character. I'm going to stick up for myself because I'm a good person and I know it. All right, let's see what's going on. Last but not least, my Pisces. Oh, thanks, Selena. Selena. Hi, Selena. Mr. LSU. You have your own YouTube channel? Oh, good. I hope you do really well with it. I hope you do. All right, let's see. Pisces, what's your week look like? And then we're going to have some fun. You like my silver hair? I do too. Grateful, thankful for the messages for all of my Pisces. Grateful, thankful. All right, Pisces, let's see what is going on. All right, Pisces, we have, oh my God, the Page of Wands. Got a lot of pages, man. There's just this need for us to want to start something new. And you are no exception. All right, let's see what's going on. Listen, Pisces, you have got to take some time to recover. All right, there is something that has hurt you. All right, we have the Three of Swords. All right, this is you really needing to start processing something that has really left you feeling unsettled. All right, the Four of Swords, the Three of Swords. This is heavy. I mean, heavy. Maybe there was something, maybe something happened with the child, maybe there was a situation, I don't know, but with this Page of Wands coming in reverse, maybe you really wanted to do something, or you really wanted to go somewhere, or you really were hoping that things were going to be a little bit different, and I just feel like it didn't turn out that way. So, Pisces, it's a week for you to recover. All right. Honestly, this is recovery cards. And, you have been wounded. You have been hurt. You have been disappointed. Something has really kind of made you fall. And I feel like, this week, the need for you to find peace with it. Maybe you really were hoping to get into a university. Maybe you were really hoping to get this job, and the fact that you didn't get it, we need to make peace with it. And you need to believe, all right? Listen, this is a tarot channel. We're spiritual people, spiritual minded, right? You have to believe that you didn't get this because there's something else. This wasn't going to be good for you. You know, maybe it wasn't time to start. Maybe it wasn't time for you to go and explore that. But, you know, you have to believe that, you know, on the other side, it's going to be okay. So, you know, with that, I hope you can find some peace of mind and know that, you know, somehow you are being protected by this not happening. And then maybe you can rest into it and kind of get some sense of peace for yourself. All right. So that's what I have for all of the signs. So I'm really happy to be here with you, all of you. I'm gonna ring my bell. There's a song, every time I think of that, there's a song from when I was growing up, long years ago. Ring my bell, you know, so I keep thinking every time I hit that bell, I think of that song. All right, let's burn some cedar here for you guys. Get the elements going. Nice little smudge for all of us. Let's read tarot. All right, Carla's happy to be here. Let me see if I can catch up with you guys here before I start pulling the cards. Let's see. We have Gurwinder, Gibb, welcome in. Anna, always nice to see you. I'll start with you, Anna, all right? Carla, nice to see you. Nordine, I will do you after Anna, all right? So right now, that's the order I got, and then we'll roll with it. And Selena, thank you for being here. And Mr. Ellis, I'm so happy you have your channel. Listen, it's your channel, you know, and then get a second one like I do, and that way you have control. And, you know, when those people come in and troll you, you can just zap, have the power to get rid of them. Lots of success to you. All right, Anna Belcom. Where are you, Anna? Let's see, back home. Can I give you a general reading? Yes, let's do a general reading. Grateful, thankful. Oh, Bob, you need help? We all need help. I'll be with you in just a moment. All right, let's see. Grateful, thankful for the messages from my friend Anna. So good to see her in the chat. Bless her, give her good energy here. What can you tell me to tell Anna today? Grateful, thankful for her spirit, for her life, for her work, who she is. What can you tell me to tell Anna? Anna, look at this. We got the 3 of Pentacles coming out. I like it. Have you been working on something? You might have been working on something, and now maybe some feedback would be in order. And I'm also feeling like with this 3 of Pentacles coming in for you, Anna, that, you know, you could get some real help. You know, collaboration is a key theme with the 3 of Pentacles. And I think if you decide you want to collaborate and start working with other people in the capacity, you know, with what it is that you do, I think you're going to do really well. All right. Very positive card for you, Anna. Grateful for that. So go for it. All right, let's see. Nordine, I said you were next, so let's hold me to my word. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Nordine. Let's see. Silver Lady. She's calling me the Silver Lady. Do you actually have a question, Nordine? Let's see. Please tell me what the cards have to say to me. Okay. All right, Nordine, we're going to start with you, and we're going to see what the cards have to say to you today. All right. All right, let's see. Nordine, this one's for you, all right? I love your little pink hands. I'll wave back. Nordine, how are you today? Grateful, thankful, the spirit of Nordine. What can you tell me to tell Nordine? Good person she is. What is it that you can tell me to tell Nordine in regards to her question? She's got some question on her mind, so let's see what the answer is. All right, Nordine, what do we got for you? We have the King of Pentacles coming in reverse. You know, if this is your partner, they're shady. They're up to no good. They're not helping. They're not contributing. Whoever this person is, Nordine, you know, this King of Pentacles coming in reversed, you know, maybe they're expecting a lot from you. You know, this is one of those energies where this person thinks that, you know, they're important, right? They are all that matters in the world. The fact that they come in reverse, I almost feel as if, you know, there's this expectation from them, from you. You know, it's like they expect you to wait on them. They expect you to do the laundry. They expect you to do things, you know, because you're supposed to wait on them. They're not supposed to wait on you. I just don't like the energy of the King of Pentacles reversed because, you know, they're very greedy. And there's this greedy energy around you, Nordine. And I think, you know, that's one of those things. Yeah, they might want to make you an offer. All right. Be careful. If it's too good to be true, Nordine, it is, all right? So be careful with that shady energy that is running around you, all right? Protect yourself. All right, let's see. Pritha. Why is everything going wrong in your career? All right, Prithka, let's find out. Grateful, thankful for the energies, the messages coming through for Prithka. What can you tell me is going wrong with her career? Why are all these things happening? Let's find out what is going on with Prithka. What can you tell me to tell her in regards to this question? All right, Prithka, let's see. Let's see. All right, World card coming in reverse to the King of Cups. Do you have somebody who's distracting you? I mean, King of Cups. This energy here, Prithka, this is an energy of somebody who's emotionally unsteady, all right? This can be somebody who you find, you know, in order to deal with themselves. It's an older person, you know, it's a king. It's not a young person. You know, and I feel like you have somebody who is very needy and pulling on you that might be keeping you and distracting you from your studies, from your work, from whatever it is. You know, but this King of Cups, I have to tell you, they're emotionally not available. Because when a King of Cups shows up like this, all right, you know, emotionally, they might be struggling with, you know, maybe alcohol. They might drink a bit more than they should. Maybe they smoke a lot. Maybe, you know, it's somebody who, you know, just has, you know, nefarious thoughts. You know, I mean, I don't know. I'm just feeling like this is the reason why you are not focused on your work. So take a look at how much energy you give to this person and, you know, just notice, you know, that, you know, this person is wanting you to do this, but you really should be home doing this work. But no, you're going to go with this person, you know, and now your work suffers. So take a look at that energy. He doesn't care about you. See, you know, you got to care about yourself. All right. Hi, Lucy. Do I see someone or something special coming into your life? I don't know. Let's look. Grateful, thankful. I'm going to go visit my Aunt Lucy. Hi, Sandeep. Welcome in. All right, Lucy, let's find out. Let's see what's coming. What's special coming into Lucy's life? You're welcome, Prithka. All right, let's see. Lucy, what's coming in? Hit that like button, people. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're new here, subscribe. It'd be really great to have you join me. All right, let's see. What's going on, Lucy? We got you in a stuck mode. Something special? I think you need to actually head towards what it is that you are wanting. All right, when we have the Chariot card, this is saying move, do something, all right? You know, here you're kind of sitting here, but, you know, it's almost like maybe you're confused. You don't even know which way to go right now, Lucy. But I'm definitely feeling with this Chariot card coming in reverse. It's like, don't quit putting away all of the reasons and distractions or excuses, all right? I feel like there's some excuses that you are doing right now, and you need to not let that get in the way of what you want to go after. The other thing with the Chariot, Lucy, okay, I got to say it, you know, you could have some car troubles coming up, right? Or traveling or getting from here to there, however you travel. Give yourself extra time when you're going around town, because I'm just feeling like, you know, you could get hung up. And if your car is acting up, go get it fixed, okay? Take it from somebody who has a lot of car troubles. Go get it fixed. All right, Lucy. All right, let's see who else is out there. Let me see. Mandy. Hi, Mandy. How are you? Let's find out the true intentions of Ivan. Let's find out Ivan's true intentions towards Mandy. We're all invested here. You know, like, we got to help each other, right? So we all got to find out what's going on. All right, what can you tell me to tell Mandy Gregory today? True intentions, Ivan, towards Mandy. Oh, look at this. Ace of Swords. I mean, this is a nice beginning. I feel like you are matched intellectually. I like this, you know, and the fact that we start out with this Ace of Swords, you know, this could be the beginning of something really good, you know, maybe, you know, this is a good thing. Maybe the two of you might create something, you know, together, but I like that. I like that energy. I think, you know, you guys, you're a match. I'm really feeling like you are a match, all right, especially with the Six of Cups coming in with that Ace of Swords. It kind of softens that intellectual side. So the one thing I am going to tell you, Mandy, is to be very careful that you don't intellectualize this relationship, all right? Touch on more of the feeling parts of the relationship, because, you know, if you talk too much, you know, the fun part's not happening. Anyway, that's what I got for you, Mandy. Oh, Tungsten. Tungsung? Is that how we say that? You love her so much, but you lose her. Will I get her back in my life? Let's find out how she's feeling about you first, all right, Tungsung, and we'll go from that. All right, let's see. Find out how she's feeling towards you. Oop, this card wanted to stay out. Listen, she's got good memories about you, all right? So, you know, you love her. Maybe, you know, you're afraid to lose her, but I feel like you two have enough that it could probably pull back together again, you know, but, you know, good memories can happen. I mean, overall, I'm just feeling as if, you know, at the end of the day, this is not going to be a connection that has longevity, all right? But I do feel that she has good feelings for you. But I have to be honest, you know, we've got the Ace of Cups coming out here reversed. It's just like she has really good memories and feelings for you, but I just feel like, you know, maybe it may not be enough to get this through to the very end. All right, so that's what I got for you, Tungsung. All right, let's see. Shivani, it's Leela. What do I need to know about Adrian? He's planning to contact you soon. Hi, Roxanne. Sandeep. Wait, I did want to go back, though. There was somebody who, I just want to make sure. Mokshta, are you out there? Mokshta? Hi, Roxanne, I see you. Mokshta, are you out there? You're Aries and your boyfriend is Aquarius. Do we see him coming for commitment? You know, he wants to. All right, here we have this Page of Swords. You know, he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. You know, here's the thing with Aquarius. Boy, it's really tough to, like, nail an Aquarius into an equipment in a tight relationship, you know, so it's got to be true love for an Aquarius. But I do feel like, you know, there is good things there for you, all right, you know, so hang in there, you know, it might take a little while, but I do feel like, you know, there could be the commitment down the road. I know a lot of Aquarians right now, I have a couple that they have just started these relationships with these people, and, you know, they're freaking out a little bit because they've never felt these things before. And I'm like, you know, well, just enjoy it. So if you are involved in with somebody, and just enjoy the connection, all right? Put away all the expectations and just enjoy each other, all right? So that's what I told my friend, you know, because she was like really freaking out. She's like, I've never had these feelings. It's like, it'll be okay, you know, it's okay to fall in love. It's okay to meet someone you really like. Anyway. All right, let's see. Shivani, let's find out. Let's find out, Shivani. What do you need to know about Adrian? Ooh, boy, look at you. You really want to know what you need to know about. What's he planning to contact you soon? Yeah, I do. I feel like he might want to contact you. Somebody is going to contact you with an offer soon. So, yeah, the answer would be, you know, yeah, I think he will. Especially with this Knight of Pentacles. Listen, I got to tell you something, though, Shivani. If you're going to do that, you know, this queen is very cold. All right? You know, so if he's going to contact you, be a little bit nice. Be really kind of warm. Don't be so defensive, you know, because I feel like, you know, if he comes back, he's going to want to give you a solid offer. So that's what I see for you. All right, Shivani? Sandeep. You start a business in Dubai. Let's see how it's going to do. Cool. Wow. And you're a Capricorn. Well, Nicole, we'll see. You've been friends a long time. It's hard, though. If you've been in the friend zone for a long time, it's hard to move into the next thing. I mean, that crossing could be a big deal. Anyway. All right, Sandeep, let's find out about your business in Dubai. Let's find out how Sandeep's business in Dubai is going to do. Look at this. I feel like it's going to do really, really well. I feel like it's supposed to be. Whatever your business is, you're supposed to be doing this business. So that's the good part, you know, and the fact that we got the Hierophant coming out here, I think you're going to do very, very well. I'm wondering whether or not you might partner up with somebody within that. But yeah, I really feel like your business is going to be really, really good. So yeah, with that, maybe when it gets really, really great, you can send me a little $5 tip. You know, when business is good, share the wealth, right? All right, let's see what's going on. Rabia, current feelings. You want to know Zahid's current feelings for you and why he blocked you. Well, that's an indication of his feelings, right? Yeah, good luck with that, Sandeep. I'm happy that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know, so many of us are wondering, what am I supposed to do in this world, you know? And you know what you're doing. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. I think it'll grow big, too. If you want it to really be a big deal, it'll grow. All right, let's see, Rabia. Current feelings for you. All right, Rabia. Rabia Khan. Let's see. Yeah, look, he's put distance between you. A lot of distance because you're way over here and he's way over there. Listen, the Knight of Wands is not anybody that is serious, all right? So this person was not serious about you. And if you thought that they were, that's just their nature. But the Knight of Wands is not somebody who commits either. You know, this is somebody just likes to have fun. But now what I see is that he's definitely put some distance between the two of you. And that's why he has blocked you. He doesn't want to get serious. He doesn't want a relationship. He doesn't want a girlfriend. He doesn't want any of that. All right. Moving on. Let's see. Tong Soon, you're nice. You love her. Oh, I did do yours, you know. And I have to tell you, you know, you're going to need to let this rest. All right. Give it time. All right. Time will heal wounds. I did see a good connection with the two of you. So just relax. It's going to work out. All right, Kansun? Tung Soon, is that how we say it? Hi, Carla. Carla, you got a question? Carla. All right, Carla, I see you. The pink hands, boy, they really get my attention. All right, Carla, where are you? General. All right, Carla, let's do a general reading for Carla. And then I want to jump back up to Nicole. Nicole, the Aquarian, the Capricorn with the Aquarius person. Find out what's going on there. All right, general reading for my friend Carla. What can you tell me to tell Carla today? Grateful, thankful for Carla. All right, Carla, here's your general card. What do we got? Oops. We have the Page of Cups coming in reversed. So this could be about a relationship. It could be about a child. It could be about some creative endeavor that you are doing. And I feel like it's not happening. All right? If this is somebody you were interested in, you were hoping to go out with, I just don't feel like it's happening. If this is a child, you know, they're being very, very difficult because emotionally they're probably having a heyday. But if this is you with a creative block, that could also be what's coming up. Whatever it is, this new beginning that you are wanting to do, I just feel like it's just not happening. And then we have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, if you have been really interested and hoping that this person, or you might have a crush on them, I just feel like, you know, with that Ace of Wands, no. All right, Carla, just a no. All right, let's see. Let's move on to Mary Rogers. Mary Rogers. I don't recall you being in the chat, so welcome in. Nice to see you. Oh, no, wait. I wanted to do Nicole first. But listen, I'm on Mary, and then I'll do Nicole, all right? And we're going to find out what the scoop is with you, Nicole. All right, Mary Rogers, what can I tell you if your husband will come back to you? You're a Virgo. Oh, Virgos. All right. I've been talking a lot about Aquarians, but let's talk about Virgos now. Virgos, when it comes to relationships, you guys really know how to pick them, don't you? You know, toxic relationship seems to be a theme with Virgos. You know, it's just, you guys love hard and, you know, not always get love back. But let's see. All right. Now, we've got the Two of Wands. All right. So what was your question again? So, like, here he's been sitting on the fence. I mean, honestly, I don't feel like he's going to come back. Because we've got the Seven of Pentacles over here reversed. We've got the Empress coming in reversed. You know, and he's trying to make a decision. You know, but he doesn't want to put a lot of energy, any more energy into this. So, and then we have the Empress. You're the Empress coming in reversed. You know, I just feel like he doesn't really want to put the energy into it. I mean, he's got another focus here. And maybe something is drawing him away from the marriage and the relationship, and he wants to go in another direction. But, you know, honestly, right now, I see him trying to figure out what he wants to do. He is sitting on the fence, but it kind of leans towards him not coming back. All right, so I'm sorry. All right, let's see, Nicole, where are you? I don't know why you've got my attention here. Maybe you don't want a reading. I don't know. If you're still out there, Nicole, let me know. All right, because I'd be happy to pull a card for you. All right, let's see. Who else is out there? Sumida. Please, you're reading. Who's coming into your life? Okay, Nicole, I'll get you next. All right, let's see. Who's coming into Sumida's life? Grateful, thankful. We got a Cali girl in here. Hi, Cali girl. All right, Sumida, let's find out what's coming into your life. Grateful, thankful for the messages. For Sumida, what can you tell me? Hi, Ken. How much are readings? Nothing. It means I just want you to hit that like button, and I will do a reading for you, all right? That's simple. All right, let's see. What is going on? Okay, your card is that of the World, Sumida. So it is upside down. So you're near completing a cycle, an ending, you know, of a big deal. I mean, I feel like you're at the end of it, all right? And you're almost there to where you can throw up your hat and say it's finally over, all right? So whatever it is that you've been needing to end, you're getting so close to it, all right? You're almost there. Because it's followed by the Six of Cups, you know? So I feel like, you know, this is going to lead to something really good. Whatever it is you've been working on with this World of Card coming in reversed, you know, the need for this to come to an end will bring so much joy and happiness to you moving forward. So it's coming. It's coming. All right, let's see, Nicole. You are there. Let's pull a card for you. Grateful, thankful for my Capricorn friend. I'm a Capricorn. Maybe that's why. Let's find out what's going on with Nicole and this Aquarian. What can you tell me to tell Nicole? Grateful, thankful for whatever message comes out for Nicole. Welcome in, Nicole. All right, Nicole, let's see what's going on. Yep. Capricorns. We have those Capricorn knees, you know. All right, listen, Nicole, this is what I got coming up for you. All right, so we have the Eight of Swords coming in reversed. All right, so there's something you've been dealing with that has been pretty stressful. I mean, here, when we reach the Eight of Swords, it's like you just got to get out of your head, all right, because there's a lot of mental stuff going on right now. And we have the Fool card also coming in reversed. You know, you might be in a place where you're trying to figure out whether or not you want to hang on to something or you want to start something. You know, when we have the Fool of coming in reversed, you know, this is taking a chance. And there might be something that you may want to take a chance on. I just feel like it could be risky, all right? I'm just feeling like, you know, you'd probably be better to walk away from whatever that is than get involved with something. Because, listen, you're already stressing about it. And if you're already stressing about something, you know, that you're about to start, maybe you shouldn't be doing it. There's something else telling you not to do it. All right, so that's what I got for you, Nicole. All right, let's see. Who can I read for next? You never meet other Capricorns? That's because we're always working, Shasta. Capricorns like to work. We really enjoy working. It's a weird thing about us. All right, let's see. Lake 29. Let's see. G. Nabin Etha. I'm just going to call you G. all right? Because the whole last part is just, all right? So we're going to go with G. G, Navin, Etha. G. What does Venkat love you? Grateful, thankful for the messages for G. What can you tell me to tell G about Venkat? Grateful, thankful for those messages. What can you tell me to tell G about Venkat? All right, G, look at this. We have you sitting in the Hermit. All right, so this is you really needing to tune into yourself, okay, when it comes to this person, you know, because you want to know whether or not he loves you. All right, now here I'm seeing you alone. I don't see a partner. I don't see cups. I just see you sitting here as the Hermit. And then we have the Five of Pentacles also coming in reversed. I feel like this guy has left you feeling very alone. I mean, honestly, I feel as if this person doesn't fulfill you. You know, if anything, you know, you're asking me, you know, what's going on because you're not being fulfilled. Right? So I feel like with this Five of Cups coming in, Five Pentacles coming in reversed, you know, it's time to, you know, start to move into a place where you're not so alone. All right, you spend enough time alone. It's time for you to reach out and kind of, you know, move in a direction that is more fulfilling for you. And then we have the Five of Swords. You know, maybe you're really afraid to change. The Five of Swords is afraid to do things for fear of what, you know, the results are going to be. You know, sometimes we're afraid to tell people things for fear of how they're going to respond. You know, so really sit with this, all right? Because the Hermit is really wanting you to tune into you right now. And I really think you have to. I think you really need to so that you can finally break this, whatever it is that's got a hold on you. Because these two fives say change. It's time to change. It's time to make a change, all right? So that's what I've got for you, G. Let's see. I got Aries, Shasta, Divine Angel. How are you? What message do we have for you, Divine Angel? All right, listen, I got to touch base with my angel over here. All right, we got Divine Angel in the house. What messages do angels have for month of August for the Divine Angel? What can you tell me to tell the Divine Angel? I have a lot of angels as my guides. I have angels everywhere. But anyway, let's find out. Angels, angels. I'm calling all angels. What can you tell me to tell the Divine Angel? What can you tell me to tell the Divine Angel? All right, let's see. We have, all right, so you are being warned, all right? We have the Tower coming in reversed. There is a situation that you are avoiding, you know, or there is a situation that you could be avoiding, all right? It could be around your family. We got the Ten of Cups coming in here reversed. Let's get one more card, get some clarity. Here we are, you know. So here we are seeing you, all right? The thing that you have to avoid. We have this tornado back here, and you know, you got your hand back there kind of like, I'm going to deal with the tornado while I take care of this, so that this person doesn't know what's going on. So I feel like there's this dual thing that's happening, and you are trying to make sure that whatever this tower is not going to hit your family, because that would not be good. So you are definitely, you know, I feel like, you know, there's this energy of like protection. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to make sure that this does not affect the people I love. So that's a big message for you, Divine Angel. But that's a big one. I think it's a really important one, too. All right, let's see. Tung Sung, I already read for you. So, you know, I'm going to try to read for people that I haven't read for. You know, because there's a lot of you guys out there. And if I keep reading for the same person, it doesn't feel good for the other people. You know, so come back on another time I'm here. And then, you know, I'll be happy to read for you. All right, Tung Spoon? Roxanne. Roxanne. Do your parents have any messages for you about your health? Grateful, thankful for the messages for Roxanne. All right, Roxanne, let's find out what is going on in regards to your parents. Do they have any messages for you, Roxanne? Let's find out. They do. All right, when it comes to your health, all right, This is your question. You're really stressed. You're really worried. But I feel like, you know, you're going to be okay. Your mom, we got the Empress coming out here. That would be your mom. I feel as if, you know, there is this energy of, you know, making things happen. Like, you know, there's something on the backside. But, you know, a new day is dawning. I mean, honestly, and I really feel like your parents, wherever they may be, you know, I feel like they've got your mom more than your dad. You know, I think your dad isn't as optimistic as your mom. And that's where there could be some confusion where, you know, this King of Swords, because we got, look, here's the male, female dynamic. The King of Swords here is reversed. You know, this is somebody who disgruntled, not happy. They should do this. You should do this. You know, I mean, I don't think he's in agreement with things around your health. But I do feel like things are going to be okay. All right, one more card, 5 of Swords. Listen, pick your battles, all right? You know, I just think that you know what you need to do. And I think you have definitely support from your mom. Maybe not so much from the dad, but you know, what I'm feeling is like, it's going to be okay, all right? And when it comes to your health, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself, all right? And whatever it is that you need to do, because at the end of the day, it's your body, it's your mind, it's your spirit, all right? So, but that's what I've got for you, all right, Roxanne? All right, let's see who else is out there. I wanted to go back. There was In Z Hongxin. I think it's somebody from Germany. It sounds German. I don't know, but I don't know what your question is. So if that sounds like I said your name, whatever, come back, and I'll pull a card for you, all right? Meanwhile, let's see. Let's look at Shasta. Shasta, you really need to know about a future with finances. All right, health, and can I pull a card? Okay, let's see. All right, let's see, Shasta. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Shasta. All right, Shasta, I see some heartbreak and the Queen. So, it's not talking anything about finances. Ooh, it does talk about finances. All right, listen. You know, if you have been disappointed, all right, in the past, things, your work, finances have been really struggling, you're coming out as the Queen of Wands, all right? Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, all right? Because the Queen of Wands is confident. The Queen of Wands has charisma. The Queen of Wands, I mean, she's admired. People want to be like the Queen of Wands, you know? So if you step out of a shell or you're hiding, look what you're going to end up with. You're going to come out as the Nine of Pentacles. This is you being independent, being relaxed, knowing that you have money in the bank, you got money to play with, you know, you can do what you want, you can relax. So when it comes to your career, I feel like it's going to be okay, and you are going to find yourself in a really good way. Now, when it comes to, you know, and your health, I didn't really pull anything about your health. I mean, if you have any kind of anxieties or stress on your heart, I would pay attention to that, because this card can indicate there could be something, you know, with your circulatory system, things like that. So eat heart healthy. That would probably be really, really good. And then we have the Chariot here. You know, I feel like you get blocked at times, all right? Unblock yourself, all right? And if you unblock yourself, Shasta, I think, you know, you will find, because, you know, rather than take a chance and just go this way or that way, you don't, you know? So don't be afraid to take the chance, all right? And that's what I got for you, Shasta. All right, so I haven't heard back from the other person. That sounded like they had a German name, so I'm going to move on. And let's see, who else is out there? Neon. What job offer will I receive this month? Let's find out. Grateful, thankful. I see you, Deborah. I'll do you next. All right, Deborah West. All right, let's see what is going on for Neon. We want to know what kind of job offer is coming towards Neon. What do we got coming towards Neon today? Grateful, thankful. All right, listen, job offer. You know, I think you're going to be disappointed before one comes through. But one will come through, all right? Because we have you coming out of this Five of Pentacles energy. don't be discouraged, all right? If, you're struggling with a job, I feel like you probably will have, maybe 3 offers declined before you get one, or maybe on the 3rd one. But the fact that you come out of this sense of not having what you need, and you're no longer, in a place of lack, then I think, it's kind of telling me that you're going to find a job here soon, all right? But, don't be discouraged, because there's 3 swords in there. So 3 times you may not get it, but the 4th one maybe you will, or maybe 3 is the charm. But I do feel like you will eventually find that job that you need. All right, Deborah West. Will a relationship and money come in soon for you? Be great if it was a relationship that came with money, right? Then you got both packages. Let's find out, Deborah, what's going on. We're looking at money and a relationship. She wants them both. What can you tell me to tell Deborah when it comes to a relationship and money? All right, Deborah, let's find out. All right, when it comes to a relationship, listen, I feel like, this next one that you will probably have will be better than the past, all right? Because the devil coming in reversed, there's been some toxic energy. I just feel like, the next one is what you got to go with. When it comes to money, I do feel like you might get an opportunity that's coming towards you. So money, I think, is going to be doing you better than a relationship. But let's see if we can hone in on a relationship. Yeah, listen, this next person, I don't know if you're involved in someone or maybe you just met someone. They may not be it, all right? Page of Cups, it may not get off the ground. So, focus on money, all right? If you focus on money, the love will come, all right? Because that's a lot of focus, relationship or money. Because we get in a relationship, then we're in a relationship, and we're not looking at the money. When we're in the money, then the relationship can come in, and then you can figure it out, right? But stay focused on the money, because I just don't see, like, romance, love. That's really around you right now. All right, Deborah, that's what I got for you. Candy Apple. You have the same question as Deborah. Let's find out what comes out for you, all right? Because there are 2 questions that are together, 2 different people. Let's see what the answers look like for the 2 different people. Candy Apple, we are looking for financial situation and a true love relationship. What can you tell me to tell the Candy Apple? Candy Apple, what can you tell me to tell Candy Apple? All right, Candy, here we go. Here comes your card. And same for you. All right, 6 of Pentacles. Let's talk about money. I feel like there's a block, all right? You might be in a situation, where you reached out and maybe you have a job and you're just kind of hanging on. It's blocking you. I mean, whatever you are doing right now, I feel like is blocking you from you financially moving on. This could be, a situation where like you're hanging on to this job. You've worked at this job 10 years. You've been there a long time. It's really, really great, but you're not making a lot of money, but you don't want to leave because you've been there so long and it's been a great job and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's blocking you because there's something out there that's probably better. So you have a block when it comes to money. All right. Maybe you don't feel like you deserve to have a lot of money. You definitely do. We all deserve to be financially free, right? So I just feel like when it comes to your finances, let's look at that block that is holding you back. Because, they might be breadcrumbing you and, it's just, you need more. We all need a little bit more money, right? And when it comes to love, look, I think right now your focus has to be on your finances because we have the 9 of Pentacles coming in reversed. This is an energy where, you want to be more independent, not codependent on somebody, to keep you going, because this can be a codependent energy. So just be careful of that, all right? Because that could be your block, is that you are hanging on to someone and it's not letting you grow. All right, so if we let it go, we can like have all of this independence. The Empress is about, really birthing something that is good for us. So, money seems to be dominating you, Candy Apple. And love, out of nowhere, I think somebody's going to show up, all right? Because we have the Ace of Wands. And it's almost as if you're surprised when you finally meet someone. So don't think about the relationship. Don't think about that. Focus on the money, because I really feel like while you're busy focusing on money, something out of nowhere is going to show up for you, all right? So that's what I got for you, Candy Apple. All right. And Kizu, you had the same one. Let's read for you because it's kind of funny. We have the same questions for 3 different people, and we're getting different answers. So let's find out what yours is. All right, Kizu? All right. All right, grateful, thankful. I hope I said your name right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. You know, listen, I'm not good at that. I'm the first to admit it. All right, Kizu, let's find out. We were looking love, relationship. What can you tell me to tell Kizu? He wants them both. They want them both. They want love. They want relationship. We want it all, right? All right, let's see what comes out for you. So listen, work. 8 of Pentacles. I feel like when it comes to work, all right, you could make a lot of money if, you know, say there's a craft you do or there's something that you're very skilled at, because the 8 of Pentacles is about, you know, you doing something and you've done it for a long time that you're so good at it. It can be a card where, you know, you apprentice under somebody to learn how to do this skill. But I feel like you could really probably work on your own if you were to develop that, you know, maybe get a shop and, you know, sell the products that you create. But I'm definitely feeling you're very skilled at something and you should apply it when it comes to work. Let's see what love looks like. King of Pentacles, you may end up meeting somebody who, while you're at work, will work with you. So I feel like you could meet somebody when you're at work, while you're at work, or who will actually partner up. I just feel like you'll have both of it. Because this King of Pentacles, I always say, this is a king that has his cake and eats it too. And we were asking 2 questions. And I feel like you're going to have love, you're going to have money, you're going to have the business, and it's going to be great. So you're going to have a really great time. All right, so good for you, Kizu. You've got a good one. Hi, Loretta. Welcome in. Selena Medium. Hi, how are you? Prashna, you want to know what's coming? Let's find out what's coming in for Prashna. You're welcome, Kizu. I would like to be you right now because that was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to worry in the future. All right, let's see. Who am I reading for? Oh, Prashna. You want to know what's coming in for you? Grateful, thankful for the messages for Prashna. What can you tell me to tell Prashna? What can you tell me to tell Prashna? Oop. Stuck. All right, let's see. Prashna, you ready? Here it comes for you. Ace of Swords reversed to the Lovers. Oh. You know, be really careful. I just wonder whether your partner, this person that you were involved with, whether they're being really honest with you. Because the Ace of Swords, sometimes when it comes in reverse, can be a little deception. You know, or, you know, this could be, you know, you and your partners just can't seem to start something together. You can't seem to get it going. Yeah, I'm just feeling like if there is an idea that you share with someone, it may not be a good idea. Okay, so there's that. So just be careful, you know, because I just feel like, you know, something isn't matching up here, you know, and when we have a divine partnership like lovers, you know, we should be able to like have the same vision moving forward. And I think the 2 of you do not. So however this plays out, and, you know, listen, the lovers doesn't have to be a relationship of romantics. It's a partnership of some nature that you are involved with that I feel is not really working very well. And with the Page of Swords coming in reversed, you know, and this could even be a past person who's watching you, you know, because Page of Swords could be a stalking energy, you know, so this is somebody in your past and you're inquiring about, you know, I just get some stalking vibes happening. Anyway, that's what I've got for you, Prashna. Loretta. Keep going, Kizu. You're going to be okay. You're going to do really well. And it's nice to find somebody who you can work with, too, you know? All right, Loretta. We want to know the actions of Donald towards you in 2025. The rest of 2025. Loretta, let's take a look at Donald's... how Donald is towards you. All right, Loretta. Let's see. All right, listen, I got you in the 9 of Wands energy, all right? So you're being a little defensive, a little suspicious, okay? Because this energy of the 9 of Wands, you guys have gone through it, all right? You know, this is you, you know, this is the wounded warrior. I mean, you've tried to mend things, you tried to make things work, you tried to build fences, you tried to do all of it. And I feel like now you're at a point where, you know, you may end up backed in a corner, feeling like, you know, maybe there's an ultimatum that comes out between you and Donald. Because I'm just feeling like there's some kind of ultimatum, whether either you do this or you don't, you know, or you're with me or you're not, kind of energy. And with the page of wands coming in reverse, I just feel like, wow, that's just not, I don't think you want to go that way. So whatever it is, I feel like you're very suspicious of his intentions right now. And yeah, because I think there's history there. And it's just like, now what? Now what? So I think you're really tuned in. Follow your intuition, because I keep going up to this cat, you know. Don't let Donald kind of put the pressure on you for anything, all right? Because I just don't feel like, I think that's part of the problem, all right? So just watch that, Loretta, all right? Crystal Johnson. No, I didn't see your message. So tell me, you have fertility issues? What's going on? Crystal. Wait, we got Crystal. Let's see. There you are. There's your question. Can you see if I'm fertile or not? Because I haven't had any kids yet. Let's find out. Maybe it's him. Right? Let's find out, Crystal, if you are fertile. Upright for yes, reversed for no. What can you tell me? What I'd love to see is the Empress card come out for you. Actually, Crystal, that would be amazing. All right. Is she fertile? Yes or no? What can you tell me to tell Crystal? You know, listen, you are. I think you're fine. I think, I don't really feel like it's you. I feel like it's him. Because I feel like you could have a child. And I really feel like it's him. Seriously, I don't feel like it's you. I feel like it's him that has the problem. You know, and, you know, maybe, you know, yeah, definitely him. He's coming up as, you are not the problem. You are fertile, all right? I am definitely picking up that you've got those eggs that you need to have a child, all right? But I think this person, you might need to look at that. You know, maybe they need to go look and see if, you know, they've got enough little sperms to kind of crawl up there, you know? Handmade soaps. Really? Yeah, I have a lot of people tell me that I look like somebody. What do they call those? Doppelgangers? I guess I have a lot of them. But that's really nice. All right, let's see who else. Shivani, I already read for you. I'm trying to get people that I haven't read for yet. Let's see. Salon Tawari. Will you be able to go to your guru's ashram? Will I have a spiritual awakening? My guru's name is Om Swami. Yeah, good luck with that, Crystal. Manifesting life in your belly. That's what I'm seeing, all right? Visualize that. Visualize life in your belly. You will eventually have a child. All right, let's see, Salani. You want to know whether or not you can go to your guru's ashram. Well, I do see you going. I think you're going to be disappointed when you go. Because we have here the Three of Wands. You know, there could also be, I think you're going to be disappointed. And it's funny, I was like, be careful of this guru. I mean, I just have to tell you how I'm feeling, all right? You know, we are all on a spiritual journey, you know? I mean, from the time we are born, you know, we are learning how to live this thing called life, right? Which is a spiritual journey. We are spirits in this human body. And I'm just feeling like you need to be careful with this guru, all right? And, I have a friend who, you know, the first words out of her mouth is, my teacher said, right? And it doesn't matter what the conversation is, right? It always goes back to, but my teacher said, you know, and my teacher says this, you know. I want to ask you now, you know, what do you say? If you didn't have the teacher, what would you say? You know, you got to be really, really careful, you know, because a true spiritual person is going to guide you to go inside yourself, not to look for somebody to follow. You know, I don't follow people. I did that in my younger days, and it just got me down some really dark roads. You know, for you, what I feel you need to do is, you know, take the teachings and apply them to you, you know. but you don't need to follow the guru. All right, just keep that in mind, because like I'm considered an elder in the community, and they ask me to say things sometimes, so I will say things, but you don't have to believe anything I say or do, and if a guru, is making it really hard for you, I just feel like you're gonna be so disappointed. I just can't help it. All right. Just be careful, because I could go on and on with this. But trust yourself too, all right? All right, let's see. Loretta, thank you for the $2.49. Really appreciate you. All right. Is it Beecher handmade soaps from the Bahamas? You could send me some. P.O. Box 397. All right. You can send me a nice little soap. I would love that. All right, let's see. What is your what is it about? Finances. See, I got this whole thing over here. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Gotta catch up. I got my phone, I got my iPad, and everything's doing something different. Let's see. Love. Let's see. Clarity in love and finances, please. Oh my gosh, you're the fourth one. I'm gonna do a clarity of love and finances. So let's find out. All right. Handmade soaps from the Bahamas. Put your website in the chat. Right? Really. Put it in the chat. I'll get you a little bit of business. All right, let's see what's going on for the handmade soaps. Wants a little clarity in love and finances. What can you tell me about love for the soaps in Bahama? All right, listen, when it comes to love, you might, don't listen to what other people think, all right? Because here we have, nobody's happy with who you're with, all right? Maybe there is some disappointment. Maybe family makes it hard. Every time you meet somebody, your family's got something critical to say about them. But I do feel like when, it comes to love, pick love yourself, all right? And don't worry about what other people think, all right? They don't know the person. You don't know the person. You got to give people time. You got to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I just feel like with the Three of Cups, it's just kind of hard. Maybe it's hard for you to even meet people, socially. Maybe you struggle with that. But I feel like it's about to change. And I also feel like your money's about to change, all right? Because, here with this Five of Pentacles, if you've been struggling, I feel like there's movement now towards something else. And the card that follows the Five of Pentacles is the Six. So if you have been wondering whether or not, to help move things forward, you should take out a loan, I almost feel like you should, do what you need to do to advance your business or your work or whatever it is, and you'll do much better. I want to pull one more card, see what comes out. Nine of Cups. Yeah, going back to the whole thing with love. I think you've been challenged. I really do. I feel like you've been challenged, and I feel like it's really hard because everybody's got opinion. Maybe you're socially awkward. I don't know. But I just feel like when it comes to love, that's not really been happening for you. Yeah, here's that disappointment and unsettled. You're going to have to shift out of that energy, all right? Because when you start loving yourself, and not care about what other people think, then you're going to finally meet that person, right? So, yeah, the focus has to be not worry about everyone else. Worry about you, and you will meet that person. But finances will improve, right? So that's what I got for you. Beecher handmade soaps from the Bahamas. And I'm telling you, put your website in here, because, a lot of people see these channels, and you just never know. Somebody might want some soap. El Govender. Can I do a reading for Virgo, please? Yeah, just a general. Hi, Laylan. Layan, is that how we say it? I'll take your question next. All right, let me get El Govender done first. Grateful, thankful. I'll check here, Beecher, all right? All right, let's see, El Govender. Virgo, what can you tell me to tell him? What can you tell me to tell the El Govender? All right, be careful of instability with money, all right? Because we have finances could be a little shaky. There could be some codependence energy going on here. Yeah, I'm feeling money. Just be really, really careful, all right, El Govender, because money is an issue, all right? Codependency is an issue. And then we have this Five of Pentacles coming out. It's, this whole thing when it comes to money, I just feel like it's left you out in the cold. I mean, literally. So something's got to end, all right? You are hanging on to something by a thread, all right? Here's that thread. You see the thread? right? You know, it is time for you to quit this. And I think you know whatever it is that is holding you in this place of being dependent on someone else or something. It's not doing you any favors here, and it's time to let it go. Cut that cord, go through that door that's open. See, it's open, and you'll be okay. Hurt, sabotage, and bullying. Oh, that's what you're feeling. You listen, time to cut the cord with all of that and move through the next door, all right? Get away from it. Get away from it. All right, who was I going to do next? Wait, did I say I was going to do anybody next? I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, Layan, that's you. Well, Jabber returned to you. That's who it was. See, sometimes you just got to get my attention. The pink hands seem to get the attention from me. All right, Layan, let's find out. Well, Jabber returned to you. Grateful, thankful. Oh, Governor, success, you know, you're in the Five of Pentacles energy. I mean, you've got to kind of pull out of that. I'll pull another card here in a minute. All right, let's see what's going on with Layan. Yes, look. Listen, you are the Queen of Wands in Jabe's eyes. You know, this is a great energy. Listen, the person that admires you, loves you, thinks that you're really great. You know, so, Layan, you know, I think, you know, be hopeful. You know, if it doesn't work out with this guy, you are amazing. All right, don't hang on to somebody who doesn't want to hang on to you. All right, you want him to come back, you know, but I don't think it's gonna work. They're gonna end up, you know, back again. I just feel like, you know, here, Three of Pentacles, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You know, so even if it did come back, I don't feel like it's gonna work. Listen, you're better than that. You are the Queen of Wands, all right? And I think you should honor yourself. I mean, really, I think you should really honor yourself in a way where, you know, you're not going to let somebody, you're not going to wait for somebody to come back. You know, you go after them. You go after what you want, all right? Because, I mean, really, don't chase after somebody who won't chase you back. And that keeps coming up for you, Layan. So keep that in mind. Hi, May. How are you? Sunshine smiles now. See, I mentioned the hands. See, that's somebody who is listening. All right, let's see. Sunshine, you're a Gemini. Let's pull a card for Sunshine. Just because I like the sunshine. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Sunshine. What can you tell me to tell this Gemini? Grateful, thankful for the messages for Sunshine. All right, look, we got you working. If there is something that you do, a craft, a skill, something that you're very, very good at, you know, maybe, you know, a skill that you learned when you were a child, it could really benefit you now. And I feel like you could probably actually put it out there, you know, and make some good money from the skills that you have. So take that Gemini mind and apply it, because I really feel like there is something that you could really get working in a good way. So I like that for you. Let's see what the bottom of the deck has to say. Yeah, don't put it off. I mean, here we have this Page of Pentacles. I just feel like if you've been thinking about whether or not you should do something with the skill you have, I'm feeling like you should, all right? So go ahead and do that. All right, let's see what else we got. Boy, you guys are really coming through. Thanks for being in the chat. VJ, your girlfriend, Sharish. What's going on? Her feelings? All right, let's find out. VJ, you're a Sag. Oh, and Capricorn. All right, let's find out. You're welcome, Sunshine. Sunshine smiles. Everybody smile for Sunshine. All right, VJ, let's find out. Feelings for you. What are the feelings for you? A little confused, honestly. You know, that VJ, I'm feeling like the Capricorn isn't really sure what to do. Let's get another card out here. The Emperor to the Ace of Cups. You know, she's sitting on the fence, okay? And I'm going to be really honest here, and I hope you can hear me, okay? Because you may not enjoy what I have to say, all right? She's sitting on the fence right now because you are coming out as the Emperor reversed. This is somebody who is very controlling, maybe has her on a short leash, maybe you're very possessive, maybe, you know, you have a short leash on this person, all right? And she doesn't like that part of you, all right? She doesn't like the controlling part of you. She's a Capricorn. Capricorns don't like to be controlled. They like to be the ones that are controlling. But she does love you, all right? I mean, there are feelings there. But I think you have to kind of start looking at how much you put onto her, how much you demand from this person. Because the fact that she comes up here with the hang, she's not willing to sacrifice that much for you, all right? So maybe you need to pull back a little bit, soften a little bit, you know, and start to play from another angle. Because there's love there, you know, but if you're going to continue to be very controlling, then, you know, it may not work out for you, even if she does love you. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, let's see. So the girl, El Governor, with the same initials as you, is she going to still date that other guy, or will we meet? All right, let's find out. All right, LG, I usually don't do questions a second time. What do you mean, does she love you? I just said there's love there, the Ace of Cups. You know, she loves you, but you're very controlling, and that's what's throwing her off. VJ, she is not willing to sacrifice herself for you. Okay? And does she love you? Yeah, the love's there. So maybe you need to listen to what I'm saying when I'm saying it. Okay? Because I answered the question. All right, let's find out. LG, look, there's no hope for that. This person of the same initials that you have, is she still going to date that other guy, or will we meet? No. I think she's going to continue to date the other guy, and I don't feel like you two are going to meet. You know, unless you make a real big effort. Let's pull one more card on that. Yeah, unless you make an effort, all right? So if, you know, if she doesn't even know you exist, but I just feel like she's not going to just, you know, I don't think this guy that she's with, coming up as a death card, is worth it for her, and I don't think it's going to last. And if, you know, you are really wanting to pursue this girl, because I keep feeling like, you know, unless you let her know, you know, you got the Lover's card coming out as a final outcome. It could happen, all right? But, you know, that whole other relationship, it's not real, all right? So don't give up complete hope, all right, VJ? LG? Oh, I mean LG. All right, let's take one more question, and then I am going to move on my day. I'm going to take my dogs out to a lake and take them swimming and, you know, that kind of thing. All right, and I will be back again probably Thursday or Friday, or maybe Wednesday. I'll be back later this week, all right? So if you don't get your question asked this week, come back, all right? And we'll go. But I said I would do one more. Shivani, I do believe I read for you at the very, very beginning of this. And I don't know what your question is now. But let me take one more question. And if you are still here and I see it before I hit that X on my phone and click off, I will clarify that. Let's see. May. All right, what will happen in May's love life? All right, May, let's find out. Grateful, thankful for May. All right, May, in your love life, I don't feel like there's any real movement happening. Page of Wands coming in reversed. The High Priestess also reversed. And the Seven of Pentacles. If there is somebody that you have been wanting to meet, hook up with, or whatever, I just feel like you should just let it go. It's not going to happen. And I think your intuition knows that, all right? So, you know, don't follow your intuition. It's right, all right? And I'm just feeling like this is something you just can't keep putting energy into, and whoever this person is in your love world. All right, May? All right, let's see. Shivani, are you out there? Yes, Leela, Shivani. Giovanni. No, I have a Shivani and I have a Giovanni. Oh, there you are. All right, creative success for you, Shivani. Not right away. I feel as if, you know, I mean, if you're looking soon, I'm feeling like not in the near future. But I do feel like you will have it, you know. There's a need for you to go back. The Page of Swords is about going back and studying something. So when it comes to creative success and recognition, I think there's still more work that you need to do before you will reach that. All right, Shivani? So that's what I've got for you. All right, you guys, listen, I am going to pop off. I'm sorry if I missed your questions, but I've been on here 94 minutes and 31 seconds. So I've been out here for a little while, and I'm getting a little parched. And like I said, I'm going to take my dogs out to the lake and finish up my day that way. So you all have a beautiful day, a wonderful week. I will see you at the next reading whenever I do that. I don't know when I'm going to do that. But until then, be happy, be healthy, be kind. All right, I'll see you later. Bye now.